Okay, I want to make this video here. Um, it's um, it's been a few days since I made a video, and actually I've been really kind of busy here lately, so I haven't really had much time to pay attention to this. Um, they talk about what the bankers do, and I talk about it in my best Forex strategy. And here's a really good example, and it's the bankers that do this stuff. Now I don't know what kind of news may have came out. It is Thursday, March 10th, and 3:05 p.m. New York time, and I don't know if there was anything spectacular that came out. I know there was some speculation, um, but that's neither here nor there because it seems like every time a banker or politician, they're always coming out and saying something, and they do it on purpose. And then there's the big money bankers, and those are the ones that do this kind of stuff. See, it went up like this, so if you're, oh, it's going up, so I'm gonna take a trade out on, next thing you know, boom, you took a loss. That's why I trade on the 4 hour and the daily charts, because if you're doing the 1 hour chart, then you'd have been freaking out, especially if you had, a trade on the opposite side. Because when it started going up, you'd have been like, oh, you would have either got stopped out or you would have took a loss. And then all of a sudden, boom, there it goes down, all that way. And I mean, that's a 4 hour candle there. So you're looking at 1663 pip move right there. But if you look at it from where it started up here, you're looking at 2400 pips down. And I mean, that's crazy. I haven't seen anything like that in a little while. It's been since last year. But um actually wasn't feeling very good yesterday. So this was the American market, and I talked before. Right now it's the American session now, and that happened last 4 hours. So actually last 8 hours. um, Started in the European session, and I've noticed this a lot. That's why I say in my best Forex strategy to pick a session to trade. The American session is the most volatile. um, I don't know why, but it's like, here the European looks like, being given what time it is now, it looks like this happened during the European session, and Americans jump in, and all of a sudden, boom, there it goes. You know, so um, that's that's just that's how it is, and that's why I say in my best Forex strategy, don't let them stop you out. And um, because the Euro Swiss franc mirrors the Euro USD. So it went in the opposite direction for the Euro USD. And then the Great British Pound. I know there was something that came out yesterday about the US dollar losing ground. uh, Sometimes, you, if you trade the news and you listen to the experts, then they'll confuse you, and that's why I don't do it. You have to be leery of the news that comes out. You want to try not to um, trade when there's big news coming out, or like the PMIs or the non-farm payroll for the U.S., things like that. You want to try to stay out of it. And so far for this month, I'm only $113 in profit, but that's better than $113 in loss. I did take a loss on the USD Canadian dollar. I took a $177 loss on that, and actually that was right here. And I don't know, with my indicators and everything, the way it was going, it was like, oh my gosh, this thing's gonna go down. I figured it would go up a little bit more. I had a buy out on it, and I was actually expecting it to do what it did, but then again, I was looking at it again, and I'm like, because my stochastic, and that's why it's the settings I use for my best Forex strategy. And when I closed that out, it was like right here, if you look at my crosshairs right here, um, that's indicating down. Uh, and it went down, but then it went back up. And if I'd have just held out on that a little bit longer, I would have been in profit. I would have took profit on that instead of a loss. And but you know, it's give and take. You win some, you lose some. So anyways, if I'd have just held out on that, it would have been at a in a profit instead of a loss. But that's what I say. You know, you have to pick your session that you're going to trade, because it's like I've seen this happen time and time again. Whereas you're trading the European session and it's going one way and everything's cool, and then the American session opens up and then it just completely takes a turn in the opposite direction. And these are good examples of that. It's an excellent example of that right here. What happened, and I don't know what kind of news came out. I didn't look. Like I said, I just really don't follow them. Um, but I just use my indicators and the best forex strategy, and don't get stopped out. Don't let them stop you out. I mean, look at that. That's just crazy. So I want to look at this real quick. What happened on the hourly chart? Because that's why I say the hourly chart, 30-minute chart. Because if you'd have said, oh, well, this is, cause see, this is kind of like in consolidation mode. So that's what the 1 hour chart's good for, because when you're looking at these, if you look at the 4 hour chart, okay, you have all this movement here, and these are 4 hour candles. So if you look at the hour chart, you look at it, and it's kind of like, oh, well, this is kind of consolidation mode. Um, so you would have stayed out of that, and then that's exactly what I did. I stayed out of that, and but if you'd have been like, oh well, this is going to go up, but of course my indicators are saying down, but so yeah, maybe I would have got in on that and took a profit, but then all of a sudden, boom, here I am, I'm in a loss. So that's kind of why I stayed out of that. So that's how I explain it in the best forex strategy. Is I use the 1 hour chart to see kind of what's going on within the candles, and it just takes practice. You have to practice it, and I'm kind of glad that, like I said, I wasn't feeling very good. And the American session is in the middle of the night for me, so I went to bed and stayed out of it. Kind of glad I did. I probably would have made some profit, but you know, better no profit than a loss. So, anyways, I didn't want to make this video too long. It's already 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes. So that's it for now. See you next time.